have a lot to show you today, so let's just do it.
Alrighty.
Let me move this out of the way. So, welcome to your intro to Serato. Come on. Yes.
I'm so excited.
Me too. And this is so special because it's just such a blessing. And if you're here, you probably want to be a DJ, but feel completely overwhelmed by all the buttons, knobs, and software. You want to get your music heard, but you have no idea where to start. I've been there and I know exactly what it's like, but what if I told you there's a simple step by step framework to get you mixing in just a few short weeks? The proof is in the process. I recently launched my intro to Serato course, and it was designed to get you from practicing in your bedroom to performing. It's not magic, it's a method. I don't just teach what the buttons do, I teach how to think like a DJ. You'll master the fundamentals first so you can build the confidence to get out there and get paid for gigs. If you're tired of just watching from the sidelines and you're ready to turn your passion into a profitable skill, I want to work with you. And so amazing that my controller went to you. Like we've known each other for years. We don't have
Yeah.
the most intimate relationship, but that's just so special. Like I'm glad that you can be the person to have it because I was like, oh, I have to give it away, but girls got to do what she got to do.
Right.
Okay, so the whole purpose of this is to get you from practicing to performing.
Okay.
So, over the next 6 weeks, we are going to transform you from maybe practicing in your bedroom or for your friends to performing in an actual DJ booth. And I'm going to share some strategies that I've used as a DJ, which was for the last 3 years, but I've been making mixes since I was 16. I didn't actually get a controller until maybe 10 years ago. And ever
Mhm.
since then, I've just been really into it. And finally, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to just DJ and somebody's going to feel it. Somebody, and people really did like it. I enjoyed it. My main goal has always been to produce music. So I did use DJing as like an intro to get me into like what people like, what people don't like, just kind of breaking out of my shell.
Mhm.
So. Let's talk about what we're going to go over. So, at the end of week 3, you will have mastered the fundamental tools of DJing. You'll be able to navigate Serato, import and organize your music library, and understand the core principles of counting tracks and structures. And you'll have all the necessary tools to begin mixing, which is super, super, super exciting. Have you started using, well, I know you've started using your controller already. So how is that going?
It's doing good. Okay, so today I just downloaded the Serato Pro. So I have that on my computer now. Because at first I was just doing the DJ Lite. So I upgraded it to the Pro.
Okay. And what do you
So
feel like the differences are?
um the Pro has more sections and the Lite just has two. Yeah.
Yes. There's a lot more to do. I think you can also access stems on Pro. They kind of switch it up with stems. Like 1 minute they have it, the next minute they're not really advertising it, but you can still access it through certain buttons. So we'll get into that.
Okay.
Halfway through this course, you'll be able to achieve your first mixing accomplishment, and you'll be able to manually beat match two tracks, use the filters, the EQ, and blend music smoothly and create a short, seamless mix that flows together. Have you been making any mixes yet?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, that is very exciting because we don't have to unwork you out of any bad habits or anything like that. So that's perfect.
But I did get a an intro.
Okay.
I did make an intro.
Ooh, I want to hear that.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Uh, oh, DJ Queen Kenya.
Hey,
DJ Queen Kenya.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm really feeling the inspiration over here because I didn't have anything like that until, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago.
What? Hmm.
I'm a type of person, I want to really be into everything that I do, and I just couldn't think of anything. And I just never like asked anybody or anything. But one of my mentors, shout out to DJ Burn, he made a couple of those for me, and then I was like, oh shit, well now I have one. But that's amazing. So you made that by yourself?
Yeah, I just went on it was like a website,
Uh-huh.
and they just put in, they said just put in the title and then they'll come up with something.
Ooh,
And
okay.
I had them email it to my DJ email.
I love
So,
that. You're gonna have
yeah.
to share that with me because I could use a couple more.
Okay.
All right. So at the end of 4 weeks, you're going to be able to use advanced Serato features like hot cues, loops, and effects. And this is a really good way to add your own personal feel to a mix. You're also going to be able to start to build a set list that tells a story and controls the energy of the room. So, I would say this is very, very important. When I started out DJing, I didn't have a lot of mentors. I had a lot of people that um were helpful with getting me gigs, maybe by association, but I didn't have many people just sit down and be like, hey, let's do this and that. I did have one person who was super, super, super helpful. But of course, not only are you DJing, but you have life going on. So that does
Hmm.
limit the amount of time you can spend with a person, especially when it's unpaid. The benefit of us working together is because we're both getting something that we need from this, and we're both going to be able to take it more seriously. You, especially because you're taking a real step into investing into yourself. And there's no way you can show up any more personal or better than that. So that is really amazing, and you're going to be able to learn things in the correct steps. Like when I was making this course, I wanted to really be able to communicate in ways that I wish I learned certain things. And because we're partnering up, you're going to know things right off the bat and you're going to be able to go further. So it's almost as if you're starting wherever I left off in the last 3 years of DJing, but also with 10 plus years of experience with mixing. So that's really amazing. Okay. And at the end of 6 weeks, you'll be able to have your own demo mix that you can use as your resume. You can forward this to people maybe when you're pitching, and you can have a complete professional package. You're going to have a bio, you're going to have photos, and a strategy on how to use the demo that we're creating, on how to find venues, partner up with people, and find your first paying gig. The next step after this is going to be a course specifically about marketing and branding yourself. That's something we could talk about later, but first we want to make sure that we understand everything we're about to learn now and how we will come out on the other side. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go back to here so we can kind of talk a little bit more about what a DJ actually does. How would you define like being a DJ and what made you want to get into creating sounds for other people?
Mm. So I was listening. I had music on my phone one time, just in my bedroom, and my mom was like, I like your music. Why don't you become my DJ for my nonprofit?" I was like, "Oh, I didn't really um I liked it, but I had to get out of my shell of doing it in front of people." So, um yeah. So I did some events for her nonprofit.
That's always really cool. It's nice to have a mom who's into nonprofit work because to be a leader is to serve people, and that is the best thing that we can do in life in general. So that's amazing. I have a little bit of experience in nonprofit work as well, so that's really special.
Yeah.
Also, I would say that being a DJ, it's a huge responsibility, right? You gotta make sure that you are satisfying your client, the person that's hired you or asked you to
Hmm.
come, but you also have to make sure that you're satisfying the crowd. You are getting people interested, people moving. You are the party, really, when you are the DJ. And that is the most exciting thing to me, just because I'm a person. I enjoy having attention. It took me 31 years to like be able to say that out loud and it not be weird or it not be
Right.
like, oh, well, no, I like having eyes on me. Like, I think that I am a light. And that is something very special with music because music transcends time. It's
Mhm.
going to really last forever. It's actually a fact that sonic waves travel on and on and on throughout space and time. So when you think about it that way, you are providing a huge service to people, and it's just a real blessing. So let's talk about how when you are getting a gig,
Mhm.
because it's such a big responsibility, you want to make sure that you're doing a lot of preparation. You want to prepare to succeed. You don't want to have anything go like unknown. You want to make sure that you are practicing way more than you have gigs. I think the biggest suggestion one of my mentors gave me was to at least practice for 1 hour once a day. And when I really started doing that, I saw my connection with the audience change. I saw the connection with the way that I was playing the music change and grow and become better. So, what happened when you were DJing for your mom? How did that go?
It went good. Like she gave me a playlist of like the songs that she wanted. So basically, it was like 90s music. Um, so I just went on YouTube, not YouTube, but Apple Music, because I already had the songs on my phone. So I just played it off the Apple Music. But I made an actual like playlist for that event.
Nice. And do you feel like people were resonating with it? Did people enjoy
Hmm.
it?
Yes, they did.
That's really good. Because I think that's one of the hardest parts, especially when you're getting ready for an event. I've had many times where I made a playlist and it didn't fit for what I
Mm.
had going on, and I had to switch and create a backup. And that's where your crates will come into play. And that's where, when you're practicing, you're going to be able to know, like, okay, this song. can go in this entire crate of sounds because we want the sounds to stick together. I'm a person, I listen to a lot of different music. I listen to house music, R&B, trap music, really weird stuff, sonic sound, synthesized sounds and things like that. So for me, my biggest struggle was organizing the music because I wanted to hear this and hear that and hear this and that when everybody doesn't know those songs and nobody's really wanting to hear what you want to hear, even though it may be amazing music. They want to hear something that they can resonate with, something that they can feel and identify, and also share core past memories with other people that maybe they don't know so well. That's why everybody wants to hear 90s music all the time because it takes them back to a period that everybody can relate to. So let's talk about how do you feel you want to show up as a DJ? What sort of sounds are you into? What are you not into? Do you have a lane you feel like you want to stick to?
Mm, I like R&B. Um, but I like the old school R&B. Like Genuine, Donnell Jones,
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Price. Um, and then I'm just starting to get into the new R&B.
Okay.
Um, and then so R&B is like my lane, but I do want to like venture out and do other sounds.
Mm-hmm. I feel it's really good to stick to what you actually like. Because I know for me, I do like R&B, but I don't listen. I'm not gonna be at home and turn on R&B unless I'm cleaning the house or unless I'm feel like I want to cry and just can't. Those are when that's when I want to do that. So I have had gig. I would say some of my worst gigs are 2000s R&B. I think I'm just now getting it, but that's not what I'm most good at. So it's good that you know what you like, you know what time period you're into, and that's what we should stick with and focus on now. We want to be able to have something that you really feel good and confident about in order to just move forward and create a mix that you like, you feel proud about, and because you're putting that into energy into it, other people are going to feel the same exact way. So with that being said, who do you think is your audience? If you like um R&B, that's a little bit older, 90s R&B, are you playing like what sorts of crowds are you playing? Do these places already exist?
Mm. So for like my mom's nonprofit, like her age group is like 65 and up.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a much older crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did I did a show at Alley Burger one time.
Okay.
Juice, he asked me to perform there it was like a Wednesday night for R&B. And I just came up with my playlist, and it was more like an older crowd, but a younger crowd too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to do both.
Nice.
So
Especially with you learning like sounds that you like that are made now. Especially with sampling, also, there's a lot you could do with that, with mixing old and new together. And I always say women DJs always have the upper hand and always have an advantage if you know how to leverage that in the right way. But that's really exciting because there's a lot of people that want to hear that music. And also, that age group is a group that have disposable income, right? they're fine with paying a DJ. They're not worried about paying for anything because they're 65. They want to turn up, they want to party. Like they're worse than us on some occasions. All right, so that gives us a good idea about what we're working with. We want to stay in a 90s R&B pocket, maybe some sampling into some new things, and then we may know some locations where you can get gigs. It's mostly about going to those places and meeting people. Like, I also come from the beauty industry, and the number one way we talk about marketing ourselves and getting clients is through word of mouth. So, you're gonna need to go to these places, hang out for a little bit. Older people love younger people because they make them feel young again, and they like that. So, it's really good for you to even now just start putting yourself out there like, hey, I DJ. Um, Sometimes if I wanted to get into certain places, I would offer to DJ for free when I'm just starting out, right? You need hours of practice. So it's fine to do something for free because you want to, because you suggested it, and you're getting what you need out of it, which is practice. You want to see how people move when you play this song or that song. You want to start to identify what it is that you're actually trying to get at. So, do you have a DJ name?
Yes, it's DJ Queen Kenya.
I love that.
And then I have business cards and I have like t-shirts and then hoodies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That is really cool. Let's see here. I want to get out of this real quick. Do you have a logo?
I do.
Oh, nice.
Let me see if I can show you. So,
Ooh, that's pretty. Wow. I like that.
and then on the back are my prices for the different things that I do.
That looks so magical.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So since we have all those things really understood, what are your biggest influences as a DJ, whether that's people, places, or things?
Mm, hmm.
I
Influencers.
know that's a loaded question. I would say I'll go first. My biggest influence has been my parents. Like if I go all the way down to like the first memories of me loving music, it's always with my parents. My mom used to play a lot of like neo soul, like Maxwell, Jill Scott. Like that's the R&B that I can get in there and stay in there. That's what I turn on the Sunday, okay? And then my dad, he was like heavily into funk. Like my dad was also a skater. So those are my influences. Songs that make you feel things and create a vibe, like all the little house parties that my parents used to have at home. And then when I was 13, I moved to the DMV, and that's when I got introduced to more live instrumentation because funk, the Isley Brothers, Delphonics, all of those sounds back in the day were played by real instruments. And
Hmm.
as time move on, you get further and further away from that. But being in DC really helped me to fall in love with real instruments like the drums and all of these things, which kind of brought me back into trap music, which is really heavily uh, use of drums and things like that. So my influence comes from my childhood and how good it felt to listen to that music and just wanting to feel that again. So I find good feelings in listening to music. And also, I want to give that to other people because I feel like it's one of the most important things ever. And it brings people together where now it's very hard to do that. But music Hey, you know a song, I know a song. We're instantly friends. We're mouthing the words to each other. Everything's good. So that's where my influence comes from.
So my influence is my mom. She used to be a DJ for Alcoholics Anonymous
Oh, wow.
way back in the day.
Hmm.
She used to have little parties in the basement on Friday nights, and we line danced, and she was playing music, and I fell in love. And so throughout the years, we always line danced together. That's our
Oh,
thing. So
I love that.
yeah.
All right, let's get over here. Okay. Do you have any questions? Do you have anything in particular that you want to get started with? Because we were going to go over Serato's interface. We can still do that, but I do have a feeling that you know a lot of the things that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you the interface still. I'm going to show you about your filters, your samples, and then anything else specifically that you want to get to.
Okay. Um, I think it's like the songs that I have on the Serato are more line dancing songs. So like all of the Apple Music songs are not playing in there. Just the
Mm.
just the line dancing songs.
Okay, so they are not playing because they are streamed songs.
Okay.
So that's usually the reason why I want to get out of this. The reason why it would not be working properly. Where's my button? All right, I'm gonna share this with you. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Okay. So this is Serato.
Okay. See, mine has four.
Yes, we can change that. It also could be because of your deck, your controller.
Oh.
So let's see real quick. Because here I would have to change mine. One second. This is vertical. This is horizontal. This is one version of a stack, and that would just be my library. I like to have mine. Oh no, I can't do the white stuff. I like to have mine vertical. And let me see, I'm pretty sure in the settings. Okay. So if you do still have two, you can change it to four, and you would be still pressing your loading one and two. So your one would also be the indicator for three, and two would be the indicator for four. If ever you get to that point, just for future reference, not really something you have to know at the moment. I like to do vertical. I had used horizontal for a really long time, and then once I changed to vertical, I just never stopped because I feel like it was easier to read the music, see the counting, and also just see the different sounds that the music makes, which helps you know when to come in with another sound without counting or whatever, or maybe when you're just queuing things up. All right, so your filter and your special effect sounds are going to be up here with FX. And this is where you can set them. So you have a channel for one and for two, and you
You
have four different banks you can choose from. So I just spent some time one day, listened to them over a song, and selected mine. And up here where this air horn goes is where your intro, your sample sounds are gonna go. So can you hear what's happening in Serato?
Yes.
Hey, Primo, talk that shit, nigga.
All right, so
Hey,
this
Primo,
is
talk
where
that
you would
shit,
go.
nigga.
This is where your other air horns can go, your other sample sounds can go. You can also use these when you're recording. So you can put in some words and you can just play like an instrumental and record a mashup if you wanted to. Of course, you can just add it right here in your loading dock as well. But I had to remove a lot of the sauce because, as you can see, it's just flowing freely, okay? I spent over a decade in the business of art, and I've built a career that lets me make a high end income from anywhere in the world. I get paid for gigs I'm not even present for. I've turned my passion into a business, and I've created a system that shows you exactly how to do the same. I can't just give away everything here for free, but the full framework is waiting for you. Stop waiting to be ready. It's time to take action. Use the link in my description so we can get started today.